Hello Peeps, Jedi Cardad here, bringing you another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. This time our opponent was John, also known as ArrestedGaming. I'll pop a link to his YouTube channel and his Twitter in the description down below. So this time I decided to try and bring a Sun team, as you can see, because in the last video you might have seen Solar Power Houndoom really shone when it inflicted some major damage on a Dragonite without any other boosts to it other than the solar power. So I wanted to try and harness that power a little bit more and create a Sun team. So here's what I brought. I got the Volcarona, Charizard, Ninetales, Houndoom, Reza Mega, Sunflora, who also has the solar power. It's slow as anything. Sunflora is really slow, but with the solar power, I thought that it would be potentially a really good Pokemon to have in a Sun team, especially if you're running Trick Room on that team as well, because Sunflora's speed is like somewhere like base 40, I think, something really low like that. And I also bought Swordsbook, who has the chlorophyll, meaning that in the sun it will be as fast as anything. Our opponent brought Ampharos, Gallade, Alakazam, he said Abracadabra then, Alakazam, Sableye, Credilli, and Raticate. So without further ado, let's start the battle. Now, this is another post commentary. I was doing live commentary, but as always, the battle ran over the memory limit on my phone, and I lost like the last minute of the battle. And rather trying to catch you guys up on the last minute of the battle, I thought I'll just record another post com. I like doing live comments more, but I'd rather give you guys the full video. So I started with a Quiver Dance. He then did the Facade. I don't know whether he was expecting me to Will-O-Wisp him. Just as well I didn't, but unfortunately he does get burned by Volcarona's Flame Bobby. I then decided to go for the Fiery Dance to try and get rid of this thing as fast as I could, but it turned out it had the Sucker Punch. We do survive the Sucker Punch, just about, and managed to get the Fiery Dance off, taking out the Raticate without much problem. So that was one of his Pokemon down. We got the special attack boost as well from Fiery Dance, which is even better. So now we're +2 on our special attack, +1 on speed, I think. Or is it +3? +2? I can't remember. Anyway, then he brings out Gallade. I was actually quite frightened of this thing, so I know Gallade can be quite strong physically. It hits us with a Shadow Sneak. Did take me out. I was going to go for the Hurricane, because my Volcarona has Hurricane, which I know is a very risky move, but I thought it would be better to go for it, especially since Volcarona was so low on its health anyway. I brought out the Ninetales, got the Sun up, because, as I said, this is a Sun team, and it benefits from the Sun greatly. So I wanted to try and get that Sun out as early in the battle as possible. I was going to burn the Gallade, but he brought out Credilli, which worked out just as well, because I didn't really want to be taking the Rock Slides to the face anyway. So I was pretty happy with the burn on Credilli. Switch out my Ninetales and bring in Swordsbook, who has got the Jump Kick, so I can do super effective damage on Credilli. He gets a Stealth Rock up, which is really unfortunate because I've got no way to counter it. I've got no default and no Rapid Spin on this team, but we can live with it just about. He takes some residual damage from the burn. I'll get the Jump Kick off, just some decent damage, but this is clearly a defensive Credilli, because otherwise I think it might have done more. I don't know. He gets the Toxic off, but I wasn't too worried about that because my Swordsbook actually runs the Aromatherapy. So I wasn't worried about the Toxic at all. He can inflict all the status changes he likes on my Swordsbook, and I can just cure them all. So he switches out into Sableye, expecting us to go for another high jump kick, but we actually went for the Aromatherapy, which he obviously didn't know that we had at the time. Gets rid of that Toxic, which was good, because we don't want that thing draining us down. Then I go for the Horn Leech. We are faster because of the sun. Sableye then goes for the Nightshade, but he forgot that Swordsbook is actually part normal, so the Nightshade didn't affect us at all. So we just go for another Horn Leech, get off as much damage as we can. We get this Sableye really weak, but then it uses the Recover, which is annoying, but we can live with it because Swordsbook is capable of doing some decent damage to this Sableye anyway. 3-hit KO at most. Then I decided I'll go for a Mega Horn instead to try and KO this thing because it's slightly more powerful and it's still neutral damage. But he gets the Will-O-Wisp off on us and kills our attack power, so the Mega Horn doesn't do much of anything. And then the Sunlight fades as well. So that's really unfortunate. So Swordsbook is burned, there's no sun up. Sableye withdraws, then he brings out Gallade again. Probably assuming he can get the fighting type move off on our normal grass type Swordsbook. We use the aromatherapy, get rid of that burn. We really don't want any status elements at all. And the less time we spend under those status elements, the better. I brought out Charizard to take the fighting type move. But unfortunately I completely forgot about the rocks. He actually goes for the Swords Dance, which I wasn't expecting. Like I say, I was expecting the fighting type move. So he went for the Swords Dance, then I went for the Earthquake, and I was really surprised to see that Charizard is faster than Gallade. I was expecting that thing to outspeed me easily. But it goes for a second Sword Dance, meaning it's a +4, which really did not sit well with me at all. I was going to go for another Earthquake, but he went for the Shadow Sneak, and +4, half health, Charizard didn't stand a chance. So I bring in Ninetales because I want to try and get that sun back up. That way I can bring in my Swordsbook, who will be faster in the sun, and also will be completely immune to that Shadow Sneak. I decided to go for a Fire Blast because I didn't really want to switch into attack. But again, we turned out to be faster than Gallade, which again surprised me because I thought Gallade was a really fast Pokemon. But anyway, the Gallade was gone, which I was quite happy about because it was +4. Then he brings out the Mega Ampharos, who I was a little bit worried because I didn't really have much of anything for. Well, with my team being solely grass and fire types. Go for the Fire Blast to see what it can do in the sun, and it does virtually nothing. Ampharos just stares on as if to say, and what was that supposed to do? He hits me with the Power Gem, takes out Ninetales in a single hit. So the power of that Mega Ampharos is real, peeps. Then I bring out Sunflora, who I know a lot of people would probably criticise reviewing. He goes for the Focus Blast, which misses, and I go for the Earth Power because my Sunflora's actually got Earth Power, which is a transfer move from White 2. So he wasn't expecting that at all. With the Solar Power boost, it almost takes that Mega Ampharos out. He goes for another Focus Blast and misses again. The hats really were against him in this battle. I really felt sorry for him. But we do get the Giga Drain off. Taking down the Mega Ampharos, I was actually relieved to see him go down. The Solar Power is whittling us away. It brings out Sableye. Now, I wasn't really worried about any status elements on Sunflora, because we don't use physical attack for burn anyway, and we could have taken that thing out if it had toxicked us. But instead it went for Recover. We go for the Giga Drain in the sun, and it just clean destroys Sableye and restores all of our health at the same time. So Solar Power Sunflora is absolutely decimating his Pokemon. It might be really slow, but it's taunting him with that little flowery dance. Flower Power for the win, peeps. So now we have a battle of the flowers. His Rocky Credilli against my Sunny Sunflora. I go for the Giga Drain because it's going to be Stab. It does a decent amount of damage, but he goes for the Recover. The Solar Power does cause me to lose a bit of health, but with the Giga Drains I'm getting off, I'm essentially just gaining that health straight back. So we do this little tit for tat for a few turns. I go for the Giga Drain, he goes for the Recover. So neither of us is really getting much of anywhere. I think he was waiting for the sun to run out, knowing that the Solar Power was what was making me do so much damage. So yeah, he was stalling the sun out. So that's what I think he was doing anyway. He was either stalling the sun or trying to PP stall us on Giga Drain. which wouldn't have made much difference because we still got the earth power, and he probably would have done about the same amount of damage. Just with it, well, it might have done a bit less because he wouldn't be stabbed. But he goes for another recover. He's still burned, so he is taking residual damage from that. I go for another Giga Drain, getting down back below half health. Then the sunlight faded. And this is where I knew I had to change my tactics because the whole Giga Drain recover system wouldn't work. So I decided I'll go for a sunny day because Sunflora is actually my second sun successor. He goes for the Toxic. Now they know I wouldn't attack this turn because the sunny day is down, or that I wouldn't be able to kill him. We go for the sunny day, get the sun back up. So that solar power kicks back in, which I really don't think he wanted to see. So the solar power comes back in. We are poisoned, so I'm assuming. So he probably thought he could possibly stall us out, if not for the fact we had Saul's book with the aromatherapy. So instead of sitting in here and get myself slowly killed by Toxic, I decided to withdraw my Sunflora, bring out Saul's book, because if this thing wants to get statuses off on us, then we could pretty much take it. We could take any statuses this thing was thrown at. It does use a recover to get some health back. We go for the jump kick, I think it was the jump kick I went for this turn. So yeah, he gets that little bit of health back from the leftovers, gets that residual burn damage. He withdraws his Cradily, and then he brings out his Alakazam, who I wasn't really worried about because in the sun, I was pretty certain the Sword Book had outspeed anyway. Go for the jump kick, doesn't do much. I go for the Mega Horn instead though, and it destroys Alakazam in a single hit. So that was another one of his Pokemon down, meaning the only Pokemon he got left now was Cradily. He can get statuses off on us, but it wouldn't amount to much because we've got the aromatherapy. We get the jump kick. He does survive by a little bit. He gets the Toxic off, possibly thinking that he might be able to stall us out to Toxic stall us. But with the aromatherapy and the power we're dealing, I don't think there was really much chance at this point. I don't want to say any battles over before the end, but yeah. So the burn finishes him off anyway before I have the chance to get another attack in. So yeah, that was that battle. So yeah, it was a really fun battle. I'm actually really glad that my Sun team had a chance to join, because normally when I bring new teams they get absolutely decimated in the first battle. But yeah, it was a great team. It was a great battle. I really liked his team as well, some great diversity there as well. I mean, that Raticate, I had no idea what Raticate was going to do. I was worried it was going to use the Stone Edge on my Volcarona, to be honest, but instead went for the Facade, which was just as bad. Would have been even worse if I'd got the Will-O-Wisp off on that Raticate first turn. But it was a shame to see that the hacks were against him. If those Focus Blasts had hit, then the match might have gone a completely different direction. But yeah, like I say, really great match. I hope you peeps have enjoyed this video. Leave a like to let me know whether you've enjoyed it or not. I hope you have. Drop a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of my new team, what you think of my opponent's team, whether I should have played differently, or just give me feedback in general. So I just love hearing from you peeps on my videos, and I do reply to all the comments that you leave. As I said, ArrestedGaming, John, great guy. Go check out his channel. I'll leave the links down below, like I said earlier. So go check out his channel. Leave him a subscribe. Tell him Jedi sent you. Where am I? Completely lost my train of thought now. Yeah. So, hope you enjoyed. Stay cool, peeps, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.